And welcome back, people. Here we are, back at Stanwick Lakes Fisheries. We've got 48 hours on our hands, and hopefully we'll pinch a big girl. Things are looking good. Good moon phase, good pressure, good weather, and I've got a good peg. So happy days on that one. You can see it's spitting away nicely out there. We are due a lot of rain over the next 24 hours or so, but tomorrow we're going to wake up and it's going to be a much nicer day, so we'll get a nice bit of footage tomorrow, hopefully. And hopefully we'll get what we're here for, which is a 30-pounder. Everything's looking bang on. I'd be surprised if I don't get a nice brace of 30s this session. So you can see I'm just letterboxing at the minute. Quickest setup of my life, just tucked up here in the brolly, look. Got things set up just in time, and like I say, it's going to get a damn sight heavier than this. So we've got everything sorted and away, and everything's packed away and dry. There's still a couple of people walking around. So we beat the rat race by about half an hour, thank Christ. So we're all nice and dry. I've got a lot to do before I'm going to be fishing. It's going to be probably a couple of hours before I'm fishing though. But we've got a good peg, and a peg that in fact that I wanted to be in this session. If I had a peg that I wanted to be in, it was this. My whole mind was made up for this peg basically. And we're over on the Finn walkway side, and we're about a quarter of the way down. Next door to the peg where I had them few fish 2 weeks ago. So I ain't been out for a couple of weeks. It's been trouble to get on any fisheries at the minute. If you carp anglers know, it's busy as hell. Can barely book a space on anywhere. But I managed to pinch a couple of nights on here, and I'm feeling grateful as hell. So while it's raining out there, I thought we'd run through what's going on in here. See if we need to zoom in a bit on this. There we go. That should do it. There we go. So yeah, I've got a bit of water here. Nothing different to when I was here last couple of weeks back when I fished here and mallard. And we've got loads of boilies which I've just got in there in my hands and that, and these have been again what's glugging up. I've just crumbed them all up into little tiny pieces. Not going mad on the boilie, just a few spoonfuls. And that is mainly just to draw the carp down. That's for scent, smell, cloud, and hopefully this is going to get pushed about the swim when the carp come in. It's going to be constantly leaking and working for me. They've been glugged for nearly 16 months now. And in here we've got a bucket of pellets, some pop-ups there which I'll be using a bit later on. We've got a nice mix of pellets, nice array of sizes. And all we're going to do is this. I'm going to tell you a few little tricks here, guys, alright? A few of you guys who follow me regularly, I'm going to give you a little bit back about your pellet. I see so many people making this mistake with pellet, and there's no need for it. So I just told you I'm not fishing for a couple of hours. I've got rigs to make up, I've got to change my leaders over. I've got to actually rake this peg out because it's really weedy. There's a big wall of weed out there, and I'm going to be getting poor line lay and chance of hooking me other lines if I get a night bite, which I am expecting. So we're going to keep going. We're not going to hold back on the bait this session. We've got some bit of worm with us as well. We'll put a bit of chopped worm in the mix. I think it's the 1st of October tomorrow. So we're going to keep going. Bit of pellet. Right. Now let me tell you this, guys, because I see it so often happening, especially by other YouTubers in fact, and by lakes they don't even know and they're just turning up by. And that is spotting out dry pellets. Listen guys, if you're not soaking your pellets, then it's ridiculous really. Think about it. This is, I'm going to give you one vital bit of information here. Pellets suck in all the goodness, and all the water they take in is in the first hour and 20 minutes. Okay, maximum. Some are like 10 minutes, some are 20 minutes, but I'm on about these big ones here, look. These are fully sucked in by about hour and 20 minutes. Let me get down there. They're the biggest ones in my mix, and some a lot quicker than that. So if you're just pumping dry pellet out there, yeah, that's just going to suck in, especially if you've got a dirty lake with silt or a well-fished day ticket water, because some of the bottoms can be a bit rancid. I know a few in particular. Don't stop the carp feeding, mind you. They don't mind getting their heads down in it, but why not have a nice carpet of bait? One that's already soaked 2 hours in advance, so it looks like it's been in the lake, so you can get a quicker bite. And two, so look, so it's already getting that nice colour, look. So they're going to be sucking each other's juices in. And then here, look, it's going to get a bit mucky here. I'm going to use my hands. And I mean, this is the real goodness. This is the crayfish and krill and the enzyme. And I'm going to put this in now, look. A few handfuls of that. Like I said, I don't want too much. but it will spread out nice. There's a lot of crumb, and I'm going to mix this into the water, right? It's going to turn my water black, and that pellet is going to suck. Look at it, it's so sticky, it binds together, look. I'm going to mix this in, and all these liquids are going to come out of this boilie. They're going to do the opposite. They're going to leak out this boilie, and they're going to leak into this water, and then the pellet, as this leaks it out, the pellet is going to suck all that goodness back in. So it's just about trying to stop the carp in their paths. Give them something to go down on, and then when they do get down, there's going to be a bit of pellet, a bit of crumb. I'm going to put a few grains of corn in and a little bit of chopped worm. I'm going to keep it really simple. I'm going to probably get through a lot of bait this session. I can feel a few bites coming. It's, you know when you know, you just know, don't you? So we're going to give that a stir, and within 10 minutes this water will be completely black, and that is all my juice from these glugged boilies leaking out, and that pellet is just going to draw all that in over the next hour and a half. Like I say, this is done now. I won't be putting this out for an hour and a half. And when I go out there now, when I get out there, I'll cast the leads out first, put a dribble of bait over the top, you know, probably 5 to 10 spoms over each rod, and then we've got a chance of a quick bite this evening, or late this afternoon should I say. The nights are drawing in, so 7 o'clock now, pretty much, 7:15 I think, 1st of October tomorrow. Say bye bye to the sun, and back to the winter grind, guys. Right, we're going to soak this up. By the time these are finished, there'll be no water left in the bucket whatsoever, and it'll be a load of dry, mushy pellet. See you in a bit. Just thought we'd have a quick catch up before it gets too dark. Rods are out. Got them in about 6:15. It's about 7:15 now. Fell asleep for half hour. I thought I'd just flick the camera on before it gets too dark. The nights are drawing in savagely now. Pull the old letterbox down a bit more. That's it. But there we are, look. Looking beautiful as always. Tip's quite high because the big weed bed's in close. I want the line to pull out the water and the weed bed as fast as possible and get straight onto the tip. There's the lonesome soldier. About to put a night light on that one. So yeah, it's all looking good. Made a fair bit of disturbance today, and an old mate across the way there, I don't know if you can see on the camera, he's like right where my finger is, just out of view. He's been smashing about a bit as well, so didn't think nothing would really happen, but there's a chance of a night bite. If not, definitely first thing in the morning. When I was last here a couple of weeks back, there was nothing through the night, and the fish really woke up early morning, so hopefully it'll be the same again. I don't mind a good night's sleep as long as I get a bit of morning action. So it's nothing to really look at out there at the minute, apart from doom and gloom and groggy, rainy crap. There's still that misty shit. But in here, it's nice and cosy in here. Just about fit everything in this old brolly. Better salty them quickly actually. Yeah, it's a bit tight in the old brolly, but it is a tight old peg, so had no choice. I've got the T2 with me. God, I just love fishing in my T2. It's just so comfortable. Hopefully next session I'll be able to squeeze it in this peg if I can get back in here. Yeah, the mushrooms are nicely sauteed. As usual, bang on the mushrooms. Love a bit of buttery mushroom, eh? I've got a bit of ribeye. It's been a while since I've got tucked up on the old ribeye. And some king prawns. Don't mess about, do I? Gonna have that with some noodles. Get proper tucked up tonight. Just gonna put a film on, chill out. Traps are set. Nothing else you can really do. So we'll catch up in the morning and hopefully something carpy will happen. 11 o'clock now. Just got pulled from my slumbers by a big fat teddy bear. Old Teddy the Tench. That moon finally releasing from that cloud. No rain, look guys. I can actually look at my rods on a letterbox without my bivvy getting absolutely drenched. It was the middle rod, the white alarm there, that ripped off. Weeded me up. I obviously thought it was a carp. Weeded me up for like 15 minutes. Managed to get it free and it was like a £10 tench. Huge, great big thing. There's the moon. Come on, baby. Here we are. One day away from the full moon. Caught this one a bit late, but I booked on as early as possible. And you got to take what's there, ain't ya? So I think tomorrow morning, if nothing happens, we'll go for a little walk and see what we can do. But I'm hoping we'll be up bright and early to catch one of them rods ripping off. Kettle's slowly steaming away now. Time for a midnight brew. Catch you guys in the morning. Watch this, guys. You won't believe it, would you? It's what, 7:15 in the morning. He's just had a take, lost it, and he's spumming out over a 2.5 foot spot. Well, probably 3 foot there. What the hell is wrong with him? It just don't make sense to me. I just can't get the grips of it. The fish are obviously there. The fish don't move in like on their own this time of year. They start to congregate together again. So he wants to put 3 spoms on the head in 3 foot of water. He lost a fish less than 30 seconds ago. Guys, if you ever want to catch carp, this is what you don't do. Okay, just try and get the rod back out there first time, and cross your fingers that there's a few fish still in the area, and then maybe in an hour or two, maybe top up the peg a little bit. Well, it's a slow start to the morning. The fish are just starting to wake up, as expected. Bloody flying rats. Exactly the same as last time, really. I'm not going to panic, because we had no fish at this time of day last time on our last session a couple of weeks back. A fishless night, and then all of a sudden the fish woke up and they started tearing up the bottom and having a bit of a munch. Hopefully this will be the same thing. God knows what he's put out there. Looks like maggots, to be honest. There's only one thing that gulls will sit there and do that on. It's usually floating maggots. Well, feeling hopeful for this morning. at least. Looking good out there. Traps are still set from last night. Got them out about 5:30. That one there, the middle rod, had the big tension in the night. That went out first time again. Bang on the money in the dark. So things are looking good. Just got to hold tight, sit on my hands, and pray on the carp gods. Just took a little walk down to the next peg up. This is where you would have seen me catch them 2 lovely carp a couple of weeks back. Just wanted to make sure I'm not missing nothing. I'm still only about 30 minutes into bite time, so not panicking, still got plenty of time. Just wanted to make sure that they weren't, like, you know, churning it up hard down here. We're in October now, so you know, the water's getting a bit colder now. The fish are definitely going to start slowing down over the next 3 weeks or so. And things change pretty fast this time of year, so you've got to keep your eye on the ball. There's a few signs of fish in the area, to be honest. And there's always an option for me to just drop down here and do a bit of margin fishing for the day. There are a few fish in the area, but a few smaller fish do tend to hold in this area, right where them bubbles are coming up. A few of the stockies that were put in here last year. In fact, I've seen them here a few weeks back, but there you go. There's signs of carp about. They're not a million miles away from me. I'm only the next peg up. Sun's just peering out. You can just see it over the background there. Just rising. So I think it's time to stick that kettle on, cross our fingers, and hope for a bite. Check it out, guys. The old current bun is out, finally. Still no fishy action at the minute. Bite time slipping away. Do you know what? Who cares? First bit of sunlight we've had for a long time. And we forecast rain for the next 10 days solid after this as well. So we're going to have a little afternoon spell of a bit of sun. Hopefully that should get the fish in a bit of a feeding mood. Happy days. Loving it. Not seen much to go on really, seen a few bubbles coming up here and there, but there's a fair amount of tension here, so it just looks beautiful when the sun's out. Look at that clear water down there, tap water. In here, look, got some goodness going on there, look, got full English going, the old sausage and beans, eggs, bacon, mushrooms, toast in the old ridge monkey there. Loving it. Got to live the life on the bank, guys, isn't it, eh? Bit of bankside brekkie. About 10:30 now, so, well, no, 10 to 11, sorry. So time's getting on. Finally it's warming up a bit. Pretty nippy this morning. So happy days on the sun. Time to get my munch on. Hopefully a big girl won't be too far away. Tell you what, guys, look at that. Perfection bankside breakfast. Full English, here we go. Right guys, last evening now. Nothing happened this afternoon, even though getting the rods out and resetting them and putting a bit of fresh bait over the top. Just a waiting game. They haven't really been crawling up your lines this session. No one's caught anything while I've been here since yesterday, so you know, and there was what, 8 of us on last night, so I can't do nothing about it. I'm about a week late really, well, about four days late to be honest, and it's fished its nuts off last week. 2 of the big mirrors come out as well, so everything just feels a little bit cagey. So the reason why we had such a late update was meant to update a little bit earlier on. These 2 rods are still set from earlier, and this right hand single, I ain't even got the alarm switched on or the bobbin set yet. Just managed to get that out about 20 minutes ago, and I just spombed over the top, put 5 spods over the top, and we're going along with that one. No one's over the opposite side of us, so there's only what, 1, 2, 3, there's only 4 of us on tonight. So I've stretched that one out to about 17¼ wraps, found a small clear area, and some of the areas are really small in here, and this one in particular is what, 2 foot by 2 foot, and I landed it straight on the dinner plate, second cast. Job's a good one. 5 spods, kept real tight, and yeah, last ditch attempt really. I've kept all 3 rods in close this session. I say in close, within sort of 10-11 wraps as the furthest rod, and that's where the fish were when I was last here, and they just haven't been this session. Just goes to show you the carp will go where they want to go at the end of the day, and from one week to the next they'll be in a totally different part of the lake. But we're going to stay put on these 2 rods. Put a lot of bait in over them 2 rods. We've got a full moon cycle tonight, so it's not a bad moon, but I mean, it's the moon of the big commons, I guess. But I've had nearly all the big commons out of here, to be honest. Wanted one of the big mirrors. I was gutted to hear they come out while I've been gone. But that's carp fishing. It happens, doesn't it? They've got to come out. That old weather's pushing down tonight. It's going down to about 7, which for you guys up north, down here down south, it's pretty nippy for this time of year. I know you guys up north, that's a regular thing already. But yeah, so here we go. We're going to settle in for the evening, get a bit of grub on, fingers crossed for a big girl. Good morning people, you join me on a very wet morning. It's about 8:10 now. The heavens have just opened all night. It's just stopped briefly for about, well no, it's still spitting, but this is the lightest it's been for about 4 or 5 hours. And we just had one. Another fishless night and a good sleep. Well, I had another tench about 11 o'clock last night, another big tench. Slipped her back. And down there we've got one in a retainer. It come on the long rod. How glad am I, look, that I put one long. Right before I settled down for the evening last night, I led it out there, found a new spot and put about 7 spoms on it, and put one long, and it's produced the only carp of the session for me. I've had a couple of tench in the shorter rods, as to be expected, and we've got an absolute cracking mirror down there. I mean, cracking is on another level. It's like, might even be the blackest mirror carp I've ever caught. It's absolutely perfect. So we're going to get her out shortly. I've just re-clipped up the rod. I'm going to ping this bad boy back out there. No, I'm going to hold back on bait. No more bait. I've only got, what, 3.5, 4 hours left, because there's a lake booking, so we've got to be off. Now I'm going to ping that back out there, hopefully first time, and hopefully something else will happen. We've still got these 2 rods set. You never know. Things can come together on the last morning. Well guys, I got that rod reset and it's just stopped raining long enough for us to have a look at this view. I mean, this is unbelievable. And this is why I come here, just for these fish. It's an absolute amazing looking carp. It's as black as the ace of spades, it really is. Actually, let's get her up and have a quick weigh. She's an absolute pearler. Oh, how a session can turn around. One bite, feeling confident of another one now. Only takes one bite, doesn't it? Let's get her up and see what she goes. £27.5. What an absolute cracking carp. Woohoo! It's a beauty. I'd just like to add, guys, that someone mentioned this and that the other day about people when they do features and blogs and this and that. I've seen it on some forum and that. You know, with me that ain't the case. I've vlogged every session in the last 4 years or so, and I'm out here just doing it just like you guys, in the wind and rain, in the snow and sleet. And I don't get any privileges. I don't ask for any privileges when I come to these day ticket waters. I turn up just like you guys would. I don't want any extra help. And I look around and search for my own pegs and make up my own mind the same as you lot would. And it's not like I turn up to a lake and it goes wrong like some of these features and it's like, oh, I didn't catch, take two. No, it's not like that. I show them anyway. And I'm keeping it real. This is real life carp fishing. And this is me trying at my best to catch all these stunning day ticket carp. Look at that. An absolute beautiful carp. Mind blowing, really. Over the £27 mark. Oh, cracking fish. Just didn't happen yesterday. The fish just hadn't been in the area where I was. It was pretty busy when I arrived the first day. So you've got to sort of slot in where you can and try and make it work. Look at it. I don't think you can truly see how black she actually is. Look at her. She is jet black. Oh, an absolute cracker. Mwah. I love catching carp like this. This is the shape and the colours that you desire as a true long life carp angler. Absolutely amazing. Nice pair of shoulders on her as well. Next year I'm sure this one will go £30. Let's flick around the other side. We'll have a look. Beautiful, beautiful proportioned carp. Do you know what? I brought it in because I had it on the long rod. It's at about 17 wraps, and it come in like another tench. I thought I had another tench on, and then all of a sudden halfway in it started making some water and going left. You know, as tench do, they usually come in a straight line. Now, this was coming in a straight line. Then it started peering left. I'm like, hold on. And then once I seen it. It kicked up a right stink in the margin. And just lucky that I did rake that peg out, because this was trying to bury in every piece of weed it could. Look at that. Try and get the right angle on that. Absolute cracking fish. Nice £27. I'm going to say autumn mirror carp. Cracking fish. I'm not sure if I'm going to be back here next week. Oh, have one more look on the other side, or heading back to Linear. I've not decided yet, but well, when I catch one like this, it's going to be hard not to come back here. Just a beautiful cold water carp. That water's cold today. There she is, one more time, in her glory. Mwah! Thank you, baby. Right, I'm going to slip this one back. Traps are set. Kettle was brewing, so I had to turn it off. We're going to get one of them rolling, and we'll catch up soon. Well guys, look at that. Just in time, the rain's back. Got everything packed away. It stopped for probably about 25 minutes and I just rushed like a maniac. And it's nice when you finish it and get it all away semi-dry at least, isn't it? So in this peg here is a bit of a tricky one, because you can't fit your trolley through that gap very well, especially not with my wide boy bed. So I have to put the trolley down there and then go and load everything on it in the next peg up. So this will be the last time you get to see these rods. It looks so beautiful this session, I must admit. The reason why I've got them pointing slightly high is because there is still weed beds in front of me, big weed beds in the margins. So I want that line to lift up out the water as fast as I can. We've got about an hour and 10 minutes left. It's 10 to 11. Got to be off by about 12. As I mentioned, we've got a lake booking. So look, I'm still in the brolly, look. spinners around just about, but it's empty. All I've got is my rucksack and yeah, rucksack basically. So yeah, didn't quite get time to do the brolly, but at least I'm dry for the next hour and 15 minutes. Good thing is about the brolly, I guess the perks of it always, you just drop it in seconds, and it gives a shit if it's wet. Just put it away and away you go, right? So with a bivvy, if I had the Titan T2, you're cleaning it down, you're getting the bits of mud off, you know, you care a little more, don't you? But it's certainly been a wet one. It's rained for a couple of the days that we've been here, and I don't think it's going to get any better. It's got rain solid for the next 10 days, I think. But I don't know if I'll be back next week. I'm going to go home and have a long hard think. I'm really happy with that beautiful carp I caught, and it might be time to move on back to linear fisheries, especially because we've got so much rain next week. But we'll play it by ear, and yeah, if this is the end of the film, guys, then obviously I've caught nothing else. If it goes on a little bit further, then I would have banked another fish in the next hour. So well, anyway, either way, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in again. Oh, big Plymouth bubbles right on the spot. Go on, boy. Yeah, thanks for tuning in and watching. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss where I'm at next. Who knows where I'll be? I might not even be at linear, I could be anywhere. So yeah, we're going to chase them big uns down this autumn, so make sure you follow along. See you in a bit.